Good morning. It is Let It Go and Let It Grow for May 11th, 2026. And what are we letting go of today? And that is the King of Cups. The cups are those water signs. It's emotional, it is intuitional and emotional stability. It is Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer influences being the water signs. And this is a Scorpio card. So we are releasing emotional suppression or over control. So this is where we tend to, in our lives, want to try to control everything. Can stem out of fear. Control a lot of times is that fear-based emotion. So if we are in a constant state of fear and trying to make things work out the way we need to keep our emotional stability, that is not growth. That is a fear-based place to be. So we are trying to appear fine all the time, and we need to release that. This is that energy of being overwhelmed, overdrawn in our own emotional plane, keeping things together with, duct tape and good intentions. This is that feeling that we have to put that best face forward and tell everybody that everything is going okay and we're managing. So this is not being authentic to who you are and to the path that you are on. You have to be able to tap into that energy and look at and know it is okay to feel your feelings. And it's okay when you can admit that you're not having a good day and a good time and that things aren't working out the way that you want them to. So drop the pressure to emotionally hold everything together. This is not your job as empaths, as people who tend to be super sensitive. We not only try to keep things together for everyone else around us, we do this because we feel so intensely. And, this is a superpower, but it also can drain your battery. So be careful that you are pressuring yourself into trying to hold everything together for everyone, everybody's emotions together for everyone, and try to come into that balance point there for yourself. Being out of balance would mean in this card that, instead of sitting there calmly playing with the bowl that is balanced in front of him, there'd be a tsunami behind him that he would be unaware of because he's avoiding his own emotional feelings about what is happening. The kings can be also situations in your life, people in your life. It could be a father figure, it could be a boss. Maybe you have an emotionally controlling boss who doesn't know how to tap into these feelings for himself, or, you're a parental figure, and, look out for that. Stop carrying everyone else's emotional weight and allow yourself to feel without drowning in it. So I just got the image of the full moon card and being pulled underwater. So you don't want to feel like you're drowning in your own emotions. You need to get your emotional house in order to function. You see the crab there, call out to the Cancer symbol. So, try your very, very hardest to live authentically in your emotions as they arise, rather than trying to stuff them down, because you might end up feeling like you're in that position that things aren't going well and that you're constantly feeling either that tsunami is coming over you because you put it in back and back and back. So you can picture the tsunami, all of the water being sucked back because you keep storing everything back, and then all of a sudden you have that tipping point and that wave comes in, or you can feel totally like you're being pulled under as well. So be cautious of how you are managing your emotions, because you don't want to be caught in that tsunami. It is safe to feel. It is safe to feel. So for Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, emotional strength is not about shutting feelings down. It is safe to feel. It is about learning how to move through them with awareness and compassion for yourself and for others. So that is the Let It Go card today, keeping that emotional house and your authenticity in your personal mind and in the forefront for your own help. So what are we letting go of today? And this is the 8 of Swords. Swords is air. It is about Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius energy. Swords is about the mental house. So this is thoughts, perceptions, mental patterns, and restrictions that you might be putting on yourself today. So recognize the limiting thoughts and beliefs that you have. You can see her sitting in front of that mirror, not seeing the image of things how they truly are. She is sitting there in her strength and power and looking into a mirror of somebody who is bound and unable to move. This isn't the true reflection of who you are. You want to deep dive into your true essence. Recognize where the fear is creating mental restrictions. We talked about fear here in emotions. So this is also the fear. Where is that holding you back in your own life and paralyzing you and stopping you from seeing the picture as a full picture? And emotionally, a lot of times we do get caught up. The brain gets overstimulated and all those emotions come flooding in, which can be paralyzing and shut you down from seeing the true version of not only yourself, but the situations that are happening around you. You are blinding yourself from them. Questions the stories you repeatedly tell yourself, so that looping thought pattern. Swords a lot of times are about those looping thoughts being the mental house. And this is asking you, as you get caught in a story, and you're going to recognize them because you're like, call yourself out. Why am I thinking that again? So try not to get caught in those, because you want to grow your strength, your resilience, and your ability to call yourself out on your own bullshit. Understand some cages are built from perception, meaning have your thoughts gotten to a point where it is safer to cage yourself off from the world and be bound and blindfolded and not see? Self-preservation. Is it easier to be in your cage than it is to be out in the real world? Where you're letting it grow, you want to know that safety comes from knowing the things that are happening around you, clearing that mental house, and letting those cobwebs and those spiders in the mental house get out. So you're wanting to focus on your mental health and knowing that it's safe to know things. Begin creating freedom through clarity and your own self-awareness. Freedom comes from facing yourself, and facing yourself in many different ways. So she's looking in the mirror at somebody is bound. She's not facing herself because her reflection is blindfolded. So if she were even to take that blindfold off and still be able to see the binds, that is a more honest view. So when you're able to see yourself for who you truly are and start doing that deep shadow work, is where your true freedom starts to come in, and you're able to start trusting things and people around you and trusting your own perception and how you are truly seeing things. For Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, the mind can become a maze. So that's that feeling lost in your thoughts, lost in that loop, and feeling that you can't get out no matter what you try. But the 8 of Swords is reminding you that your awareness is actually the mirror and the doorway out of all of this. So take off that blindfold, release the binds, let those beautiful little crow help you, and set yourself free from your own thoughts. And once again, when you're having these looping patterns, and you can be cheery about it. Call yourself on your own bullshit. Jesus, why am I thinking that again? So helping yourself move forward on this journey and on this past. So release the emotional control and grow awareness of the mind. Your freedom begins when you stop fighting your feelings and start understanding them. For the water signs today, what emotions are you trying too hard to control right now? And for the air signs, what thought patterns keep you feeling stuck? So the thought patterns, we had the devil last week, so that's sort of that energy. Even though the devil falls into the earth category, I see it almost as a sword as well, because of that mental instability and those mental cages that you keep yourself in at times. So I'm going to use the Shaman's Dream Oracle today, and we will see what we have here. And Okay, that wanted to come out. Oh, we had this last week. I find that so funny. You have a deck of cards, it's 65 cards, and you get the same cards. So, Sky Dancer, surrender. So this is asking you to take stock of what is around you that you can surrender and let go of. And today that looks like it is that mental cage that we can let go of and start observing ourselves from a different level, so we can release those thought patterns and release the grow the awareness of our mind today and surrender those thoughts to the universe. Ask for that help that you need so that you can dance in that glorious sky as a free, sovereign being and allow yourself that mental space just to think, act, and be. So that is it for today, and have a good one. Bye.